Minutes, that's pretty good. So like at 10. All right. Hello, Marco. My name is Ernest Moreno. I am from Western Region Refuge, and I will be helping you out with your case. Before I begin, I want to let you know that everything you say here is confidential. Basically, if it is harm to you or to someone else, I do have to notify my supervisor and whoever. After that, we have to advise of a situation. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so basically anything you say here is not going to leave these doors unless it's harming to you or someone else. I will be your social worker until we get with your lawyer and figure out how to go about your case. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I came from Guatemala to be with my mother. The immigration stopped me because I don't have legal documentation. And then they sent me here. I want to work and I want to be with my mom.
Can you tell me a little bit about the experience that you had crossing into the border?
A lot of walking. It's not. Sometimes it seemed like it was never going to end, but we made it. Some of the time was hard. I think there's some people that I think didn't make it.
Yeah, and I can understand it would be kind of hard to go through those type of conditions because you don't know whether or not you're going to make it or not. But you made it, and there's several things we can help you with. Do you have anybody living in the United States?
My mom.
Your mom? What kind of relationship do you have with your mom?
I love her. She's my mom.
Okay. How long have you been away from her?
It's been a few years.
A few years. So she came first.
Yes.
All right. What our goal is to do is to reunify you with your mother. I see here on the intake form that you listed your mom, and also I need to ask you, what's your we have to ask this per our company. Are you married or are you single?
No, I'm not married.
Okay. Do you have any other parents or guardians that are in Guatemala?
My dad is in Guatemala.
Okay. Can you? So that's where you came from. That's who you've been living with for a few years. Can you tell me your relationship with your father?
He's he drinks a lot of, and he works and he drinks, and when he's awake, he seems like he's always mad at me.
That must have been hard for you, not having your mother with you. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
If I don't do what he says, sometimes he would hit me.
All right.
I think that's why our mom left.
So you being alone with him for this time must have been pretty hard on you.
Yeah, I always think about leaving.
Can you tell me an incident where your father inappropriately hit you or did physical harm to you?
One day he came home and everything wasn't the way he wanted it to be, and he started yelling at me, and I told him that I was trying to do what I can, and he punched me.
Okay, what we're going to try to do is get you someone to talk to, someone like a clinician. We'll put a referral in so they can discuss with you and help you to deal with this. I see also that you used to work in Guatemala.
I used to work in construction with my dad.
How many hours a week or a day would you work?
All day.
All day. Well, for a 16-year-old, education, did you go to school very much at all?
No, my dad didn't want me to go to school. He wanted me to work.
So what
made me stop.
At what age did you start working?
Just it's been at least since my mom left. It's been a few years now. At least a couple years.
It must be a little harder, you know. I mean, my first job when I was 16 and I only worked 4 hours a week, so I could imagine working a 12-hour, 13-hour shift a day for your age is pretty hard to deal with, especially you're growing, you're barely getting into adolescence and becoming a young adult. What I wanted to talk to you about is several services and options that our agency gives you. We do education, so you will be in a classroom setting. You'll be in class from 8 to 2 o'clock, and then you get to, have some time later on. 5 days a week, you'll be going to school. Also, we'll help you with vocational training, getting you to know, driving and stuff like that. Little classes here and there on different trainings. Do you know what you want to do from here on out, being in the United States?
I haven't really thought about it, but I know I want to work and have my mom out and stay with my mom.
Like I said, we do want to try to get you with your mom. So our case managers will work hard to getting you reunified. It might take some time, depending on the area, depending on if we need to check the home for any reasons. What is your what obstacles do you think you have coming to America?
Just school. I want to go to school. I think it might be hard, just the language. Not used to being in the city. I don't know. Right now, no family. So just being alone and not being to speak too good and not having education.
Yeah, I can see why you would struggle with that, since you only came here for a little bit from Guatemala. I see in your mom, she has a hard time also speaking English. So I think that would be hard on you, especially because when you leave school, you won't have that person there with you to help you go through your homework and something. So you might want to think about getting a tutor. I know after you leave our facility and you get to a school, they'll be able to help you out with certain things like that. I just want you to know that you do have some rights, even though you are an accompanied minor. being here illegally. There are things that that they can do for you. I want to let you know. Is there anything else you want me to tell you about your dad? I see reviewing your intake that you miss your dad.
Yeah, even though he was mean, he's still my dad, and I hope that he stops drinking and that we can be together, a family again someday.
Yeah, I see you really love your father, and you miss him a lot. Of course, you living with him for all your life. I can see why you still miss him, even though you've endured what you've endured. And we want to help you, help your father get help. But that right now, what we need to focus on is on getting you where you need to get to. I understand that your father is a big part of your life, but as of right now, what we need to do is get you with your mom and make sure your safety, make sure you're safe, and make sure we find somewhere for you to live. Okay, I'm gonna stop right here, but I'm gonna add this. I forgot to do the important. So I'll start it over. Let's see. Let me see if there's something on there. If I could just cut it out. Okay. We're at 11. We need to do 4 minutes or something. Alright. Okay. So Marco, reviewing your information here, how was it in your country? How did you, how was your education? How was your everyday life in Guatemala?
Everybody's poor, and there's no work. The job there is, they're very hard, and they don't pay that much, and they take you out of school when you're very young to go do the hard jobs that are available. And when there's work, you work all day, and you don't get to play, you don't get to be with your friends, and then you don't get the money either, because my dad takes the money and I just work.
How do you feel about being taken out of school and having to work?
I miss my friends and I miss school, and I don't feel like a kid. I don't feel like there's no fun.
Well, I want to let you know that here in our facility that you will have that. You will have other people from your country, from other countries, and we want to hope that you grow to know these individuals, have a relationship with them. It's really important, at your age, that you have people around you that are your age that you can communicate with. I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know. For me, if you can tell me this, how is your relationship with your father? Since you say he takes your money at work, and how does that feel to you with all this work that you're doing, and you get nothing from it?
I don't think it's fair. It's not. I don't like it.
Okay. Well, I want to let you know that here, we just do the education and some training skills to get you ready for the real world once you leave our facility. What we want to do is we I see a couple of barriers for you, a couple of obstacles, which is your language and your education. It's going to be kind of hard for you when you start at school, but there is resources, there are programs at school that will help you to get what you need, the help and the tutoring. There's also ESL, which helps you with
English?
yeah. It helps you out with your English, although Spanish is your first language. I want to go back and I just want to look over some information here. You talked about your dad physically abusing you and your mom. I will have to let my supervisor know about this information. Just in the future, just in case if your mom decides to get back with your father, this will be something that is going to be reviewed. Like I stated about the confidentiality, it is important because he harmed you and someone else that we go about the right way of notifying who needs to know in the details. Because our number one thing is your safety. We don't want you to get hurt again. We don't want you to leave this facility in danger of being hurt again. And I know you love your father. And he needs to do some things on his own to get him back to where he was before. But these steps, I need to let you know that we're going to take because I feel that it's very important for your safety. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
All right. Well, I just want to thank you for coming to see us today. I'll be dropping in ever so often just to go over some things with you. To go over your case and get with your lawyer. Our number one thing is to get you out of here within 25 days or less. If your mom's house is safe for you, we will return you with your mother as soon as possible. Is there anything else you would like to talk to me about?
No, I can't think of anything.
All right, well, if you do, just go ahead and talk to one of the youth care workers that are here. Make a note, and they will give it to their supervisor, and then their supervisor will give it to me. And it could be on anything that comes up that you want to talk to me about. All right?
Okay,
Thank you. That was good.
Muchas gracias.